Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this live stream. This is Q8 Pilot. Well, I want to welcome you all to this stream. Today we're flying from London Gatwick to Nantes Atlantique in France. Welcome, Dougal. No worries, my friend. I hope you can get your issue sorted out. We've got sorry, I cannot say your name. Hello, my friend. Mr. Zerilos Sales, Phantom Ninja Gaming. Hello, my friend. Welcome, Boeing Corp. Good day from New Jersey. Let's go flying. Absolutely, sir. That's exactly what we're going to be doing today. I've got a few things I want to show you as well in the stream. We've got perfect combination, X-Plane 11 real flight simulator. Absolutely. MSFS is actually not cartoon. It's actually pretty good. But yeah, I hear you. We've got Raj Patel. Hello, my friend, and welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. And today we are flying the LevelUP Boeing 737-600 from our flight from Gatwick to LFRS, or Lima Foxtrot Romeo Sierra. Today we are also going to be using AudioCheckList. So AudioCheckList is, let's see here, this little guy here that you see on the screen. And we're going to get to that. It's a Fly with Lua plugin. It's really great, guys, and it's free of charge. I will, once we're through with the stream, I will post the links to it in the description section of the video. Once it's processed, you'll be able to download the links. And we are also going to be using self-loading cargo for extra fun. How's that? Sven, hello, my friend, and welcome. Oh, you're from Germany. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you, Sven. And wa alaikum salam from Kuwait City, my friend. Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. And as a matter of an announcement, the London Heathrow for Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to be releasing very soon. And the guys at I9 Build have been gracious enough to provide me with copies to give away to the community. So on Wednesday, I will be streaming live the CRJ 500. I'm contemplating the route, but you are more than welcome to suggest a route anywhere to London Heathrow. And once we land at London Heathrow, I will show you the airport, and we will be running a giveaway during which I will be providing you guys with 5 copies of London Heathrow for Microsoft Flight Simulator from I9 Scenery, which is a division of I&I Builds, the same company that built the beautiful A310, the Beluga, and the A300 for X-Plane 11. So let me go ahead and set up our payload for our flight today. And it looks like most of you guys prefer to see the charts for the flight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say fly now. I'm going to bring SimToolkit Pro over to this side of the monitor, so you guys can take a look at the flight plan. And as it's not connected, we need to connect it. All right, X-Plane 11. And now this is our flight plan into Nantes Atlantique. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's to the best of my ability pronouncing French names. Let's go ahead and go to the EFB. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to do our fuel payload and weight and balance. And to do this, we can simply put this always on top, and we can bring up the load sheet, and we can actually pop the load sheet like so and bring it to the side here. All right, and then we can set things up. All right, so first let's go to the payload. Payload is 12724 kilograms. So 12, oops, what did I do? Payload is, let's see here. All right, so 724, and enter there. So we've got all our passengers and all that good stuff. And then we can go back and enter our, where's our fuels here? So this is actually should be in kilos. So let me go back. Let me go back here and go to configuration. Let's see here, configurations, and we're going to go to general config. We're going to switch this to kilograms, and now we're good. And now we can go back and set our fuel. So the payload is, so this is now we need to set this again because everything was in pounds. So let's go back here and set this to 12724 and hit enter. All right, that's a maximum load of passengers there. And then, why do I keep going back? All right, and for our fuel today, block fuel is 5,123, so that's 5,300. And enter that. And yeah, we're going to go to the fuel, call the fuel truck, and all is good there. All right, so now that we have the ground services, by the way, we can connect the GPU. All right, GPU is connected, and we're good there. All righty. All right, we can now start turning all our switches on and bringing power to the aircraft. Let's take this away for a minute, close that, and we're going to head over here to the overhead panel. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the battery. Battery is on, and we are then going to, let's see, ground power unit. All right, ground power is now connected. And let's perform a few checks for the APU. So we're going to head down here. And we are going to perform the APU fire test. All right, that checks okay. And the cargo as well. Cargo's good. And we are going to check the APU left and right. All's good here. All right, we're going to add a little bit of light here to the central pedestal area so we can see things a little better. And now we are good. So we can go to the overhead panel again, and we're going to go from this side here, and let's see here. We don't need anything here. We can leave this until the IRSs are turned on. We can turn on the app fuel pump. And nice sounds, and then we can come down here. All looks good. And I want to welcome Fly Simulations. Welcome, my friend, a FACT FFA certified X-Plane, not MSFS. Takshil Gaming, hello, my friend, welcome. Aviation Ace, did anybody just watch the Alpine launch? I haven't seen it. Suppose I win the giveaway, then what can I do? I don't have MSFS or X-Plane, and you can fly from VABB to, if that's not a very long flight, then I will definitely consider it. So please, oh, Benny, a member at the a VVIP member for 9 months at the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you for your support, sir. Really appreciate it. What is MFS doing for me? Bringing me back to X-Plane 11. All right, emergency lights are armed. We have already the fuel and cargo loaded. So we are going to set this to auto, and we're going to turn on the, actually, I'm going to leave this off for now, and I will tell you why, because we would need to start, you enter a departure, you must enter an arrival. Oh. All right, let me just do this one more time. So I'm trying to load SimBrief. All right, so we've got all the information there. We've got that, and start flight. All right. So now we have self-loading cargo started. And yeah, we're going to begin boarding in just a minute, ready for boarding.
Hi, cabin crew, we're ready to get going now, so as soon as you're ready, you can open the doors and start letting the passengers on board. Thank you.
All right, so that was the captain letting the cabin crew that we're ready for boarding. It's been a long time, we haven't seen the IXCG on the channel. Yep, if you guys like me to do that, I will definitely do it. And now we're going to have the passengers start boarding the aircraft. All right, hydraulics are turned on. And if we go here, window heat should be turned on as well. And the packs, we'll put those on auto. And let's see here. The current, our flight level today, our cruise altitude for the flight is, let's see here. All right, let's close that. Let's go to the operational flight plan. Is 29,000 feet, so pressure is set correctly. And we are good. Let's go ahead and start with the flight plan now with the FMC. But before we do so, let's head over here and complete our tests. So test number 1 and 2, stall warning test, and adheres to nav mode. Check that is okay. And yaw damper, once they say align, now we can turn the yaw damper on. And now we're good. We can start programming the FMC. Did I? Not sure if I had, no, looks like, oops, sorry about that, guys. All right, let's go ahead and set the FMC up. And we're going to go to position init. And reference airport is Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. And we're going to go to the next page and select the GPS position. Stick it here and go to the route. We are flying today from London Heathrow, beg your pardon, London Gatwick to Lima Foxtrot Romeo Sierra, or Nantes Atlantique in France. We are today British Airways flight 2564. That works. And that's it. Yeah, we are good. We're going to go to the next page. All right, so we're going to go to the departure. We're going to select the departure today according to our flight plan. Let's bring up the Sim Toolkit Pro real quick, and we'll just put it here. And if we scroll down, you'll see that we are departing today runway 26 left. All right, let's do that. All right, here we go. That's much better. All right, so we're flying 26 left, which is this one here, and through the Novum 1 X-ray. Novum 1 X-ray, not this one. This one here, that's our SID. Route, activate, execute, and then we go to the next page. And from the Nova, we're going to take Lima 620, Lima 620. And we are going to exit at Sierra Alpha Mike. And then from Sierra Alpha Mike, we're going to take Airway Mike 195. Mike 195. And we are going to exit at Maroc. Maroc. Then from Maroc is November 621. November 621. And from November 621 to Lelna. From Lelna, we're going to fly direct to Domak. All right, flying direct. And then we're going to take Uniform Tango 260. Uniform Tango 260. And we are going to exit at Apollo. Right, sorry guys, I haven't looked at the chat here. Let's see. Glenn, hello, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. And then from Apollo, we're going to take Uniform 862. Uniform 862. Why is it not taking it? Uniform November. Ah, okay. Uniform November 862. What am I doing here? Uniform November 862. And then we are going to exit at Godon. go down. There we go, that's go down. And then it's the go down 1 Charlie arrival at Nantes Airport. We're going to perform an ILS at runway 03. All right, so let's execute that departure. We're going to select the arrival. The arrival is the GODA 1 Charlie, this one here. And we're going to perform an ILS runway 03 through, let's take a look at our transition. Let's see, it looks like it is the go down, let's see if we have one here. All right, let me go back. Let me remove this one. Let me try this one here. And it doesn't look like, there it is, the non-team transition. And execute. And now we have our flight plan. Let's make sure that there are no discontinuities. It looks like no discontinuities. We are good there. And now we can go for the initialization, or performance initialization. All right. So the gross weight is 56. A reserve fuel is, if we head back over here to the top, we're going to add the alternate and the final reserves. We've got, that's strange. All right, we're just going to say 5. That works. And cost index is 5. Cruise altitude today is 290. Cruise wind, the average cruise wind today is 335 degrees 079 knots.
We're ready to go up, yeah. So once everyone's on board, please feel free to close the doors and we can get going.
All right, 335 and 079.
Hi there. Thanks for letting me know. We're almost complete.
All right. And the ESA deviation is 1. And that sets everything up for us. We're going to click on execute. Using reserve fuel, that's okay. Steep descent after, that's okay. And go to the N1 limit. We're going to select, we're going to derate the takeoff today. And takeoff, we're going to do flaps 5. And the CG trim is 6. And that gives us 120 for V1, 121 for V rotate. And V2 is 129. We're flying light. Today, let's set our trim real quick. Right, let me move this over here, and we will take a look at the charts. But let's set our trim first. Perfect. All right, trim is set. Let's go ahead and fire up the APU. All right, and now let's do the fun part. Oops. Oh boy. What in the world happened here? I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it's saying preparing world as if... Oop. I honestly don't know what went wrong. Did we change the position? I have no clue what happened here. I hope we didn't lose, we didn't lose the all the stuff that we've done. Looks like everything is okay. It looks like just the position has changed or something like that. We don't have power. I'm not sure what happened here, but looks like we've lost power to the aircraft. All the displays are off. Whoa. All right. All right, let me see if turning the APU will change things, but it doesn't seem like the APU wants to start. Yeah, we might need to restart X-Plane and redo this whole thing again. Waiting for the rotate MD-11, absolutely, absolutely. Architect Friedel, Hello, my friend. Good evening to you, my friend. Welcome. Better to fresh, new start. Yeah, it looks like, let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, just give me a second. Let me, I will be right back. I hate it when things like that happen, but that's okay. We're going to say resume flight, and we're just going to wait for X-Plane to load. If you're just joining the stream, welcome to the stream. Aviation Ace, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome. Batteries are off. Yeah, you're probably right, but it's probably not a bad idea to just restart the whole thing. I'm not sure really what happened there, but it's all right. I will wing it real quick, and we'll make sure that we get things going quickly. It's going to take some time to load because of the Orbex True Earth, so it's going to take some time to load the sim again, but we should be fine. So if you're just joining the stream, folks, don't miss out on the giveaway on Wednesday. The giveaway on Wednesday will be 5 copies of the I&I Scenery London Heathrow Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we should do a nice flight into London Heathrow aboard the CRJ 500. Need to brush up on that aircraft. I don't think that I remember the audio stream. It's giving me some strange messages there. Usually it's very stable. All right, so we are back in the sim, ladies and gentlemen, and we are gonna have to restart things. So I'm gonna restart things quite quickly here. Looks like the aircraft is loaded now, and we have the jetway connected to the aircraft, so we are good to go. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and begin with turning on the battery and external power. Emergency light is turned on. We did perform the checks earlier, so we're just going to set the adheres to nav mode. We're going to wait for the align to come here, and then we're going to turn on the yaw dampers, and they're good. Fuel here. All right, now that we have power to the aircraft, we're going to come to the fuel and balance. We're going to go to payload, and it looks like everything's back in pounds. So let's go very quickly here and change this to 2 kilos and go back, payload. And if we look at SimToolkit Pro, I think to fix the flight fix phase. We are in pre-flight. All right, and we need to. All right, let me see here. Where is our self-loading cargo? No, we don't need that. Right, that is now. Oh, I know what's going on here. All right. let's see. There we go. All right. So little hiccups there, but let me move this to the other side, and let's see. We are a 737. We're going to use default. We're going to use the British Airways 1970 theme, and we're going to get everything from SimBrief. I love self-loading cargo. It just really adds a lot of immersion to the flight. All right, so we are British Airways. We need to type that in. British Airways. Perfect. And let's start the flight. All right. Perfect. We can come now to the payload, and we're going to select our payload. Let's see here. We've got, let me tell the cabin crew to board passengers.
Hi, cabin crew, we're ready to get going now, so as soon as you're ready, you can open the doors and start letting the passengers on board.
Payload 12.7. So 12,700.
No problem.
And then we're going to head to the fuel. And the fuel is 5,000, is it 300? Fuel is 5,001, 300, that's good. Fuel, everything looks good here. And perfect. Okay, so we're good. I'm going to say start leg and ground services. All is good here. All right. All right, we can continue now with the aircraft check. Let's see here. All is good here. All is good here. We are going to turn on the... Oh, we don't need that. That's equipment cooling. Non-smoking sign is turned on. And then we're going to head over to the top here and turn on the window heat, the hydraulics. We're going to put the packs on auto. The pressurization flight altitude is 29,000 feet, which is good. And we are now ready to set the FMC up. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. FMC, cleared that, and we're going to go to position in it. Reference airport is Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, which is London Gatwick. And next page, oops. Select that and enter it here. Routes is London Gatwick to Lima Foxtrot Romeo Sierra LFRS. We are, ladies and gentlemen, British Airways Flight 2564. Service from Gatwick to Nantes Atlantique. And now we can go to the departure. And we are going to be departing runway 26 left at Gatwick. And we are taking the Nova, the Novma 1 X-ray. Novma 1 X-ray, that's Mike, that's X-ray. No transition. And route, activate, and execute. And next we can go to the next page. And then from Novma, we are going to take Lima 620. Lima 620. From Lima 620, we're going to take exit at Sierra Alpha Mike. And then we're going to take airway Mike 1905. Mike 1905 to Maroc. Hey, Dekel Amarani, hello, good evening, my friend, and welcome. Stratos Gaming, good evening to you, my friend. Glad that you're with us here on stream. And from Maroc, we are going to fly to November 621. November 621. From November 621, we're going to exit at Lelma. Or is it Lelna? It's Lelna. L-E-L-N-A. And then we're going to fly direct to Domok. And then we're going to take airway Uniform Tango 260, Uniform Tango 260, and we're going to exit at Apollo and then the final airway is going to be Uniform November 862, Uniform November 862, and that will lead us to our transition into our star, the Godon, and Godon is there, and then from Godon, it's our star into our destination. So we're going to execute that. Then we're going to go to the arrivals. We're going to select the Goda 1 Charlie, is it? Yep, that's the one here, the Goda 1 Charlie. And we're going to perform an ILS runway 03 through the, through the NITEM transition, execute, and then we're going to go to the routes, and now we can go to the legs page and check our flight plan. There are no discontinuities, so we are good. Let's go to the performance, and we are going to select this one here. We're going to put 5 for reserve. Cost index is 5, and the cruise altitude is 290. The average cruise wind today, ladies and gentlemen, is 335 degrees 079 knots. 335 and 79 knots. And that's entered there. Standard ESA deviation is 1. And execute that using reserve fuel. That's perfectly okay. Steep descent, that's okay. Take N1 limit. We're going to derate our takeoff. We're flying very light today. And takeoff speed, we're going to do flaps 5 for departure. And the CG gives us a trim of 6. And we have the speed set here. V2 is 129. So we're going to set the speed to 129. 129 is set. Flight directors are on both sides. And we're going to set our altitude to 29,000 feet. And there we go. 29,000 feet is set, folks. And we are good to go. Let's go ahead and turn on the APU. Start. All right, and we're going to turn on the fuel pumps. All right, let's see how our the self-loading cargo doing. We have about, let me bring it over here and show you guys. So we have about 44 passengers remaining for boarding, just in time for us to check our charts, and then we'll be good to go. All right, perfect. APU is coming up now. Beautiful wing view there. All right. Looks like the APU still starting. Everything else looks good. All right. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure that I don't, looks like maybe we're going to go to show window here. All right. So this is the audio checklist that I had in the community tab. And you can select the airplanes. So the 736, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to select the 736. Now, you can either select the standard operating procedure for the Zibo default, or you could select the Scandinavian standard operating procedure. Since we're flying...
we're ready to go up, yeah. So once everyone's on board, please feel free to close the doors, and we can get going.
All right. Okay, so...
Thanks for letting me know. We're almost complete.
All right, so we're almost complete. Cabin crew just informed us that the passengers are almost, we have all the passengers on board. Carl Childers, hello, my friend. Welcome. Peace be upon you and your family, sir. Thank you very much for your wishes. Is this one that they modified of the basic Zebo? Yes, sir. Yes, Carl. That is the one they modified of the Zebo. So we're going to select the Zebo default, and we're going to select, you can, by the way, I believe Flight Deck to Sim is one of the sounds here, Flight Deck to Sim. You can select his voice if you like. We've got Andy and Lars, and we're going to say start. And now we have the complete checklist from the safety inspection all the way to securing the aircraft. So let's begin with the safety inspection checklist.
Safety inspection checklist. Services and jobs.
Checked.
Maintenance status.
Checked.
Battery.
On.
Electrical hydraulic pumps.
On.
Landing gear lever.
Down.
Ship's library.
Checked.
Safety inspection checklist completed.
All right, so now as you can see, I really like this script because once the checklist is complete, it's marked as green, and now you are ready to go to the next checklist here. All right, so we need to do a few things. So we're gonna check the oxygen there, and it looks like the APU is available, so we're gonna turn on the APU right here and right here. We no longer need the external power, and the APU bleed is now turned on, and we're just waiting for the last number of passengers to board the aircraft. All right, please close doors. All right, so we're going to close the door now. I just got a message from cabin crew that all passengers are aboard. And we are now ready to push and start. Perfect. Right.
Before start checklist to the line. IRS mode selectors.
Nav.
Gear pins.
Remove.
Light test.
Are you a real pilot? Checked.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Yaw damper.
On.
Nav transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Fuel.
Checked.
Fuel pumps.
4 pumps on.
Cabin utility, IFV and galley power.
On.
Emergency exit lights.
Armed.
Fasten belts.
Really? On.
Window heat.
On.
Air conditioning.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Pax auto bleeds on.
Pressurization.
Please place
Set.
your large bags
Pressurization
into the
mode
overhead locker,
selector.
wheels first,
Auto.
to keep your
Instruments.
small items under the seat
Cross-check.
in front of you.
Auto brake.
These include
Not
laptops,
again.
handbags,
RTO.
duty-free,
Hydraulics.
and loose items of clothing.
Normal.
Speed
Once
brake.
you have safely
Down to
stowed
10.
your cabin bag, please
Parking
take your
brake.
seat.
Set.
To help us ensure
Start
a
trim
prompt
cutout
departure,
switches.
we would kindly
Normal.
ask that you keep the
Wheel
aisle
welfare
clear,
warning.
enabling all
Are you a
remaining
real
passengers
pilot?
to Your
Checked.
seatbelt can
Radios,
now be
radar and
fastened ready for
transponder.
departure.
Set
This
and
is a
standby.
no smoking
Rudder
zone.
and aileron trims.
Thank you for observing
3
this
and
policy.
0.
Takeoff briefing.
Discussed.
EA.
Complete.
FMC CPU.
Set.
N1 and IAS bugs.
N1 and IAS auto. V-speed set.
Stab pin.
Set.
Performance weight and balance.
Checked.
EFB.
Airplane mode and stowed.
Phones.
Off.
Flight deck windows and cockpit door.
Ah, this.
Flight deck, window, and cockpit door. Oh, so we need actually to close the cockpit door.
Closed.
Doors.
Not again.
Doors. All right, so it looks like there are a few doors that we need to close. Is it here? No. Aircraft door. Where do we go for the door? Is it ground services? Doors, yeah. All right, so it looks like forward entry is open, so we're going to close the door now.
Closed.
Passengers.
Seated.
Before start checklist complete to the line.
Perfect. Now we have the before start to the line, transit, and then before start below the line. So we are going to make sure that everything is ready for engine start. And we are going to turn on the beacon light. So let's head over here. And anti-collision light is on. And let's see, all is good here. Yeah. Alrighty. All right. Let's call the pushback truck. And pre-plan the pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Before start checklist to the line. Gear pins.
Removed.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Yaw damper.
On.
Fuel.
Checked.
Fuel pumps.
4 pumps on.
Fasten belts.
On.
Window heat.
On.
Air conditioning.
Pax auto bleeds on.
Pressurization.
Set.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Instruments.
Cross-checked.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Parking brake.
Set.
Stab trim cutout switches.
Normal.
Radios, radar and transponder.
Set and standby.
Rudder and aileron trims.
3 and 0.
Takeoff briefing.
Discussed.
PA.
Complete.
FMC CPU.
Set.
N1 and IAS bugs.
N1 and IAS auto V-speed set.
Stab trim.
Set.
Performance weight and balance.
Checked.
EFB.
Airplane mode and stowed.
Phones.
Off.
Flight deck windows and cockpit door.
Closed.
Doors.
Why is it complaining about... Ah! Why did it open the door again?
Closed.
Passengers.
Seated.
Before start checklist complete to the line.
All right, so the next one is before start below the line. So before we actually can start the engines, we need
Before
to go...
start checklist below the line. Air conditioning packs.
Really?
All right, so we need to turn the packs, off.
Off.
Anti-collision light.
On.
Parking brake.
Set.
Transponder.
Now let's see. Alt off.
Before start checklist completed.
All right, so now we can put this away and we can start the pushback. So let's go ahead and start.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
And there we go. We're ready to go. Is the door closed? It certainly is. All right, the current satisfaction of our passengers here, so we're ready for push and start. As you can see, 82% are satisfied, and we can open. All right, so this is the layout. So this is kind of cool. One thing I like about self-loading cargo is this guy. And another thing, guys, if you have traffic global, if you use Shift and F9, F11, is it Control? Ah, there we go. All right, so if you use Control and F11, you'll get the actual
Okay, all doors and
flight
hatches are
schedule.
closed. Ready to connect.
All right, so you get the flight schedule. This is all the scheduled flights currently in the sim. And if you go to Control and F9, you'll get the radar. So this is the traffic global. There are a number of options there. So it actually injects AI traffic, but also has some nice features which allows you to go to the AI traffic. As you can see here, you can see British Airways, EasyJet, all those aircraft. And this is real world schedule, by the way, for this specific date, which is today, Monday, the 21st of February. All right, so we're good to go. We
So
can...
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, let's release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
John Mark, hello, my friend, and welcome. Speed check, hello, my friend. What is this application? This application is AudioCheckList. It is a brilliant Lua script that works for X-Plane 11. We are good to start our engines. We're going to start with the engine number 2 first. And let's watch the engines are now spooling. All right, and let's give it fuel.
Cabin crew, please arm doors.
All right, so if we bring Sim Toolkit Pro, or actually here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up for you guys Navigraph charts. And we're going to go to new flight from SimBrief, and we're going to select our flight. And that's us right there. So if we go to London Gatwick, and if we look at the, there's an aircraft.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right, let's set the parking brake first.
Disconnecting tow. Stand
All
by.
right, let's go ahead and start engine number 1. All right, so if we look here at the taxi, all right, so that's us right there. And if I go to the parking stand, so we were parked at parking stand 1-2. So we're going to take taxiway Mike all the way to here. Taxiway Mike all the way to runway 26 left. All right, we're good to disconnect. And if we look at our flight plan, if we go to, this is the runway. This is our this is our SID. All right, so this is our SID. As you can see here,
Tow is
the pink
disconnected and
line
bypass
is our
pin has
SID.
been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, let's give it fuel. Looks like we're going to need some lighting in the cockpit here. So let's give it some light. Some background lights on both sides. All right, that's much better. And let's see here. We're going to go to this side. We're going to set this on climb. And what else do we have? Let's see. Yeah, all is good there. Let's give it some lights as well. Down here, floodlights, panel lights, and we are good. We're going to squawk 2,000 for the flight, and so this is good. And what else do we need? All the rest of the stuff is okay. All good. Perfect. Alrighty. We can bring up the terrain on this side. And we're going to put weather on this side. And we are now pretty much ready to go. All right, so the gens are turned on. Engine mode selectors to continuous. And let's see here. We can put the packs on auto. And isolation valve on auto. APU bleed is off. APU is off. And we're going to turn the probe heats on. All is looking good here. And if we look down here, we will turn the wing lights. Okay, runway turn off lights and taxi lights are turned on. And we are pretty much ready to go now. All right, let's bring up the checklist one more time. And we're going to go to fly with Lua and bring up the checklist before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators.
On,
APU.
off,
Start switches.
continuous,
Probe heat.
on,
Anti-ice.
off,
Air conditioning.
PAX auto bleeds on,
Isolation valve.
auto,
Flaps.
no,
Oops. All right, let's set the flaps. Flight controls. Full up.
flaps 5 required selected green light,
Style trim.
set,
Start lever.
idle detent,
Flight control.
are you sure? Checked,
Recall.
checked,
Before taxi checklist completed.
All right, so now we have before takeoff to the line and before takeoff below the line before we actually can take off. So let's bring this down here since we're going to use it. All right, we're good to go. Let's release the parking brake and let's go. Give it some power here. Let's just remove this for the time being. And that's Mike right there. Straight to the runway. Beautiful rendition of London Gatwick, and as it is always the case, you can just type in exclamation DEP for the departure airport link, which is, by the way, available through the INI store. All right, and let's bring up the checklist. I go to fly. I just don't want to risk having the same issue happen again.
Before takeoff, checklist to the line. Config.
Ah, this. Checked.
Flaps.
Flaps 5 set. Green light.
Stab trim.
Set.
Takeoff briefing.
Reviewed.
Cabin.
Secured.
Before takeoff, checklist complete to the line.
All right, let's turn on the auto throttle. Everything's looking good here. And we are going to set the transponder to TARA. Turn on the landing lights. Wing lights.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please.
Before takeoff, checklist below the line. MCP.
You sure? Set.
Transponder.
TARA.
Strobe lights.
On.
Landing lights.
On.
Before takeoff, checklist completed.
All right, we are ready to go before takeoff checklist is complete, and we are good to go. Pre-6, I can't find any photo of them. Newest can't find the 7.4. Daniel Harris, hello my friend, and welcome. Good evening to you, sir.
Approaching 26. On runway 26 left.
All right, folks, we are cleared for takeoff. Runway 26 left here at London Gatwick, and off we go. All right, let's give it some power. And toga. Not sure what's happening here. All right, here we go. Looks like something wrong with the rudder pedals. Definitely some wind there. Let's keep it on the center line.
80 knots.
100.
V1.
Definitely lots of wind there.
Gear up.
Flight.
Whoa, some serious wind here. Right,
400.
some serious wind, folks, as we departed. All right, flaps 2. We need to set this to 200. Let's take it to 250 knots. Right, flaps up.
1000.
VNav, LNav, and let's engage the, oops, there we go. Autopilot is engaged. Woo! Was a tough takeoff. Right, we can put this in the off position. Beautiful wing flex. Good evening, Bob International Vocal Reactions. Welcome, my friend. You have got to love this British Airways livery. All right, let's go ahead and go to the checklists again. And we are going to do the after takeoff
checklist. Air conditioning and pressurization.
Set.
Engine stock switches.
Really? Off.
Landing gear.
Check again.
Right, I think.
Up and off.
Auto brake.
Off.
Flaps.
Up, no lights.
Altimeters.
Set.
After takeoff checklist completed.
Perfect. So after takeoff checklist is complete, folks, and we are Gibby. Hello, my friend. Good evening, sir. How are you doing today? All right, let's bring up the. All right, so climb to cruise level. Our passengers are 81% satisfied right now, and we are at 4,000 feet. I have automated all the services, so the in-flight the service is fully automated, so I don't have to go. And I think we can select them. So I think in-flight hot drinks, or yeah, I think we can do that. There we go. So that the passengers don't get upset. We'll serve them some drinks while their seatbelts are still fastened. Transition altitude is 6,000, so we're going to set the barometer pressure to standard once we are at 6,000. Everything else is looking perfect. Boeing Corp, I love the smoothness of X-Plane, absolutely. I love it too. I mean, it's just great. And you know, with Orbex, just imagine if we had Orbex for the entire X-Plane world, if the entire world was Orbex scenery or orthos, it would be perfect. Look at that. By the way, here we can do one thing. We can add another camera view.
Added camera 5 to category.
Right,
Cockpit.
and we can just go this way. Let's see. There we go. We can look at the other wing. Maybe from this window. There we go. Or maybe the other window there. Let's, how about this way here? Yeah, I think that's going to be a cool view. Turn it that way. How about that? All right, save camera. Done. There we go. And now we have another view. All right, if we look at our flight plan, right here. So there's a restriction here at 4, but once we clear this restriction, then we should start climbing to our cruise altitude of 29,000 feet. As you can see now, the aircraft is going to begin climbing. There we go. Really gorgeous. Beautiful. Right, we're approaching the transition altitude, so we're going to set the barometer pressure to standard. And we are on our way to our cruise altitude. All's looking. John Mark, hello my friend and welcome. I got a question. A person on my Steam friend list helped me set up X-Pilot. But the issue I forgot about, I only get less than 20 FPS. Should I swap back to Swift? I really am not sure, John. You might want to try and see if that helps, but I really am not sure. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. We're going to turn off the landing lights. Runway turn-off lights, taxi lights, and the wing lights are all turned off. And let's go ahead and release the passengers. "19,000 feet for our final cruise altitude. And we are looking good. So again, as a quick reminder, there will be a giveaway hosted here on the Kuwait Pilot channel this coming Wednesday. We're going to be flying the CRJ 700 or 500, I'm not decided yet, and we're going to be doing a short route into London Heathrow, where I will be giving away 5 copies of London Heathrow for MSFS. And if you guys do not have Microsoft Flight Simulator, then you know, we'll just roll again. If you don't have it, just let me know that you don't have it in case you're a winner, and we'll keep rolling until someone actually gets it. The only requirement from your side is that you have an account with INI built, and that you have the INI manager to download it. Yeah, the CRJ is probably one of the better aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think it is probably one of the most successful, in addition to, of course, the PMDG DC-6. Those are probably one of the better aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The only really ones that, you know, are probably worth their price fully at this point. But there are a few GA aircraft that are not bad. The Twin Otter is okay. It's not, you know, it's not super. It's okay. The SWS Quest Kodiak is not bad. But the Piper, the Just Flight Piper Arrow fleet of aircraft is excellent for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Probably one of the most successful GA, I would say, in MSFS. Here's a beautiful wing view for you guys. Cabin. All right, we don't have anything to say to them. Okay. 17,000, another 12,000 feet, and we'll be reaching our cruise altitude. Lovely aircraft, the LevelUP Boeing 737. And of course, they've got the 7, 6, 7, 8, and 900 variants of the 737, which is great. And the good news is the 737 MAX is in the making. It is actually operational, flyable in the sim. And the guys at Threshold, or LevelUP, the LevelUP team, which is part of the Threshold team, is working on the cockpit. They're making some work on the cockpit to make sure that, you know, it is in close resemblance to the real 737 MAX, and it should hit our simulators pretty soon. What do you guys think of the latest preview video by PMDG? It looked to me like the aircraft is pretty ready. It looks like they're just polishing a few things, but normally when PMDG does betas, they normally take a very long time. So normally the beta, you know, you're looking at like 6 months, 4 to 6 months beta. But to me, just from the preview video, it looks pretty ready, and I think everyone is just really itching and waiting for this aircraft to be released for the platform. And you'll probably see an abundance of videos when the aircraft releases. Right, let's see, we can see that we are now reaching our cruise altitude about some less than 8,000 feet before we reach our final cruise altitude. Here's a flyby for you guys. Oops. What did I do? Oh, I said flaps. Some shortcut there. Doing strange things. Here we go. And that's a flyby. PMDG is going to make some good money on that release, absolutely. They're going to make a lot of money for sure on that. And if you guys haven't watched my GTN, TDS GTN Garmin 750-650 stream, please go and check it out. It is probably the only Garmin device for MSFS that is based on the Garmin trainer. And it is actually a very, very good add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I'm not sure if the integration for the Just Flight Piper has been released yet, but once it is released, I'll tell you, you will really enjoy that add-on. Really, really good one. All right, we are approximately 4,000 feet from our cruise altitude. Let's go ahead and take a look at our passengers here. All right, so 87% so far are satisfied. And how about we serve food? Let's do that. And here, if we look at, there we go. So we can actually look at the passengers here. Some are upset with us, I'm not sure why, but if we look at the aircraft layout, that's the aircraft layout, and we can actually look at the passengers. So you can click here. This is, by the way, self-loading cargo. Unfortunately, I could not find the layout for the 736, so I've used the 737, 700, but it's a really cool add-on. Again, this guy's relaxing. Let's see what this guy's doing here. Right there. All right, so Courtney is relaxing as well. Her health is good. She's happy. And if we go to Thomas, Thomas is looking out the window, enjoying the beautiful view. Really nice, cool little application there. And if we look now at cabin crew, it says crew very busy, currently serving food. So that's really cool. Alrighty. So our passengers are good. They're satisfied so far with our flight. They're good with the takeoff and landing. They're happy. And Mark's landing in aviation vids. Is there a bug with the sound? In the flyby, there was an immediate sound cut off instead of smoothness like other F-Mod sound packs. Not sure if this will get improved, but great sounds overall.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, just to let you know, we've reached our cruise level and we're not anticipating any major delays, so hope to have you at your destination on time as planned. As the cabin crew make their way around the aircraft, please make sure the aisles are clear of any items, and I invite you to please sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Alright, that was the captain speaking, just kind of addressing the passengers that we have now reached cruise altitude, almost there, 27, so another 1,300 feet, and we'll be there. So yeah, this, by the way, the announcement you heard is check that application or that add-on. Use, yeah. So speed check. There are two add-ons I'm using in this stream. The first one is the audio checklist, which is this one, And let's see here. Let's go to Fly with Lua. And this is... Alright. So AudioCheckList is a Lua script. It's available free of charge. You can download it and use it. I highly recommend it. It's really nice, very cool, and it keeps you in check. I like the fact that it's verbal and it's interactive. So if you miss something here, they will tell you, "Are you a real pilot?" So that's the first add-on I'm using, and that's what you've heard in the beginning as we started doing the checklist. However, the captain announcement to the passengers is another add-on called self-loading cargo, which is this guy here. Let me bring it over to the screen. So this is self-loading cargo. This is payware. In my view, this is probably the best add-on in its category. So if I compare this to PAX, for example, I would prefer to get this one rather than getting PAX by TFDI. I like this one better myself, and I would recommend this one. They're both great, but I like this one better. So yeah, those are the two add-ons we're using here. We're using also Traffic Global for the AI traffic, and move this here. So if we go to Traffic Global, just for those of you who do not have it and they are considering it, I think it is by far the best AI traffic program for X-Plane 11. It works like magic. You just install it and you go to the settings here, and you can set things like, you know, traffic density, GA. I removed GA traffic density. It saves you a little bit of frames at Orbex. You can integrate it with Active Sky, SAM integration, all of that good stuff. And then it's got additional features, as I've shown in the beginning of the stream. You can go to the radar. So this is the radar right now here. Range is 0 nautical miles, and we can zoom out. And now you can see the traffic Norwegian air shuttle. So this is all the traffic around our current position. And you can set, you know, you can remove the aircraft that are, this one here looks like it's cruising above or below 20,000, above 20,000. So this is how you toggle anything below, I think, I'm not sure if this is below or above 20,000. It looks like above. So this is everything above 25,000 is now shown here. So we're showing everything from at 2,500 all the way to 25,000 feet is showing here. You can also toggle show parked aircraft, sticky hover, all that good stuff here. And then also, other than the radar, you have the actual flight schedule. So if we go to Traffic Global and we select the flight schedule, so obviously we are not at an airport right now, so we don't have a schedule here. Yeah, if once we land, maybe I'll show you, but you can always scroll back to the beginning of the stream and take a look at the schedule. And also, it's got the flight path, so flight path view. I'm not sure why it's giving me these shortcuts. It's kind of blurring the view, but maybe we can do this. So this is the flight. There you go. You can see it here, and we can click here, and we can see this is the airport. So this is how this is the flight path view. Currently, we're passing this way. The wind direction, all that good stuff is available for you here. And you can also zoom in and out, just like we did previously, and would show this is exactly us now. 300 knots. No, that's not us. That's the wind at the airport, and that's us right there moving along the map. I really like Traffic Global. I think it's a good program for X-Plane 11. And we are now, ladies and gentlemen, not too far from the top of descent. So if we look here, we are 69 nautical miles from top of descent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up SimToolkit Pro here. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to our destination, which is Nantes Atlantique Airport. We're going to take a look at the weather. As you can see, the weather is 290 degrees, 8 knots wind. broken at 4300. The current temperature is 11 Celsius. QNH is 1025. No significant change in the weather in the next couple of hours. If we look at the arrival information, we can see that the airport elevation is 90 feet. The slope is 0.147%. ILS is Cat 3, and the frequency is 109.9. We're going to go ahead and set this here now, 109.9. And that is set, and we switch it to the active, 109.9. And we set that to the active. The approach course today is 28 degrees. So we're going to set 28 degrees here, and on the other side as well. 28 degrees. There we go. 28 degrees is set. And we are also going to go to the approach reference here, and we're going to select flaps 30. We're going to add about 5 knots wind correction to 128. That will give us a final VREF today of 133. So 30 and 133 is set, and there we go. Let's go back to the FMC. Let's see, approach to Lex page. There we go. 55 nautical miles for top of descent, and we are looking pretty good. Some clouds there, but all's looking good. Perfect. All right, so if we go to SimToolkit Pro again, and we can go to Navigraph, and what we'll do is we will select the flights here. Let's refresh that. All right, flights, new flight, SimBrief, our flight. That's us right now, right here. So kind of a bit of situational awareness as to where we are. And if we look at let me just overlay this here. All right. So this is the star into our destination. As you can see, we are through the Godan 1 Charlie star, and we are going to be performing an ILS approach at runway 03. So if we go to our airport here and select the approach and runway 03, that's the one. There we go. That's our airport there. And if we look here at Dogo, we need to be at 3,000 feet, mandatory. So there's a restriction there. We need to be at 3,000, and then we would intercept the glide slope at this point, and it should be smooth, hopefully smooth landing. All right. If we look at let's move this away. If we switch this to plan, just to know what to expect as we arrive into our destination. So this is what we expect to see. Let me change this here. All right, step through. All right, so you can see this is the turn that we're going to make, and it's a sharp turn so circle to land, I believe is what they call it on the chart. But yeah, that looks pretty. Yeah, see that? We're going to decel here, make the turn, and head over back to towards the runway and land. So that's what our flight plan looks like. Let's go to Lex page, switch this back to map, and put the distance here at 40. That's the top of descent mark. So if we look here, we are 35 nautical miles from top of descent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the MCP altitude to 3,000 feet, since we are not flying online today. What did you guys think, by the way, of the IVAO flight that we've done a few days ago aboard the Dash 8? Did you guys enjoy it? Lovely view And a lovely aircraft, really. Good job by the team at Threshold. Alex, hello my friend, welcome to the stream. Almost at top of descent now. And hopefully, for your viewing pleasure, we will butter this landing. By the way, I really enjoyed flying the Piper, the Just Flight Piper in Microsoft Flight Simulator the other day. And it was a really challenging but extremely fun landing at London Heathrow. I think it was a pretty good landing too. Sorry, but you didn't answer my question. Sorry, what was your question? Mark, landing and aviation bits. Sorry, but you did not answer my question. Sorry, sir, can you... Alright, let me just go back. It says, is there a bug with the sound? Oh, I'm not sure if there is a bug with the sound. You know what? Let's do it again. Let's do the flyby. Well, as far as I can hear, the sounds are fine. I don't really see a problem with the sounds. So it might be that it's the stream, or it might be there are other sounds interfering, but I can hear it perfectly fine. I don't think there is any problem with the sound from my end. Let's enable smooth transitions into the
Camera is safe.
All right. All right, so that's the top of descent, folks. We are going to begin our descent shortly. And for that, we're going to call the descent checklist. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on auto. All right, all is good there. These aren't old engines. They aren't super loud like the old GTDs were. Yes, that's correct, Carl. That's spot on. Yes, absolutely. All right, here's stop and descent. Problems with the sound whatsoever. All right, here we go. Top descent is coming up in about let's see, 5 nautical miles. Definitely a lot of things happening in the flight sim community. With Microsoft Flight Simulator, with X-Plane 12 is coming up, PMDG is releasing for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So many really high fidelity add-ons for X-Plane has been released recently. Just way too many. I mean, we're spoiled for choice really when it comes to X-Plane and the high fidelity that it offers. Right, we are seeing the throttles being retarded now. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we've begun the descent. We are going to bring up the checklist. Let's see, fly with Lua. By the way, I've mapped a button to it, but it did some issues in the beginning, so I don't want to risk it.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Set.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Approach briefing and fuel.
Discussed.
IAS and altitude bugs.
Checked and set.
Descent checklist completed.
All right, so descent checklist is complete. We're going to begin the approach checklist when we are ready. But for the time being, we are good, and we have begun our descent, and all is looking good. All right, let's take a look at our passengers, see the level of satisfaction.
Ladies and gentlemen from the cockpit, you may have noticed we've begun descent
All right, as you can see now, self-loading cargo is saying descent, so it automatically detected that we are descending and begin the arrival. And there are no crew issues at this point. All is looking good. 93% satisfaction so far, so we are good there. All right, if we look at our flight plan, we need to be below 15,000 at Godon. Right now we're 21.3, so we are good. 16 nautical miles, we should be fine. The aircraft is descending. As long as this little needle stays in the middle, then we are good. And now we can see that we're a bit too high, so you will see that the rate of descent will increase, as you can see here. So it's increasing to make sure that this dot remains in the center here. Yeah, we are looking good. All right, let's check the transition altitude. All right, the transition altitude at Nantes Atlantique Airport in France is 3,000 feet. Perfect. All right, 23 for 3,000, about 20,000 feet to go for our approach altitude, or the initial approach altitude, or platform altitude, whatever you want to call it. And if we look at the Sim Toolkit Pro, you see this here. So this is the beginning of our, this is Godon, so the transition into our star. So we are looking pretty good there. That's our position. By the way, Navigraph, Sim Toolkit Pro integrates seamlessly with Navigraph. And Navigraph is another add-on that I highly recommend. It's got airport charts. It's extremely friendly to use, extremely useful. I think it is a must-have add-on for flight simulation. And the other must-have is this guy here, which is Sim Toolkit Pro. There's, by the way, a lot of stuff in Sim Toolkit Pro that that you can use. And I'm going to show you here one thing. Let's see, airport charts, is it? Yeah. So if we go here to the flight summary, now you can cycle through everything here, and it gives you actually the transition altitude. It's showing actually transition altitude for our destination as 5,000, but I checked on the net, it's showing 3,000. So we'll go ahead with 5, that's okay. But you can see here that we can actually look at the taxi at London Gatwick, and you can look at the taxi at your destination as well. All the positions are probably showing here, as you can see, for London Gatwick, and this is the arrival airport. So it's also showing all the taxi signs there. You've got all the radio frequencies, and yeah, see, this is Nantes, and this is all the frequencies there. And the same thing, of course, goes the load, the current load, and the reference card of the aircraft, the radios at London Gatwick, the weather information. You've got the MHR and the TAF. Really a brilliant application, free of charge. So you've got nothing to lose. Got great integration with Navigraph and SimBrief, so you can very easily create your flight plans. And by the way, again, you can see here, those are the networks that are supported: POSCON, VATSIM, and IVAO. And it's very simple to file for your flight plan. If I click now, for example, on IVAO, it would just simply bring up the flight plan. Okay, I agree. I need to log in. But you can file for the flight plan here, or you can export the file in the IVAO format and then file the plan by importing the file into the website. Overall, I think it's just really a brilliant application for flight simulation. If you did not know this, you can push the center button twice quickly, and that should display the vertical descent profile for your yacht. So I believe this one here. There you go. So that's the descent profile. So we're good there. All right, so here's what we can do, folks. We need to be below. All right, so if we go to the fix, and we can put the fix, let me just check one thing here. Next, RWO3. So if we put in runway 03 here in the FMC as a fix, and then we are going to create a 20 nautical mile radius around it. Now we can see this for better situational awareness. We see where we're going with our flight plan. So this is the 20 nautical mile range. We're looking good. I always like to create those fixes on the runway or important waypoints or VOR stations. It's very helpful for situational awareness. And I've sometime in the past I've created a tutorial on how to create manually create points here on using the FMC. So you can, for example, if you want to create a DME arc, if the FMC doesn't support it, and you want to create a DME arc, you can actually do it, and it's quite easy. I believe it's a 777 flight that I've used to simulate this, or I'm not sure. I think it was the 777. But yeah, you can look for the video on the channel. Right, we are below 15, and if I go to the next page, below 15,000, which we are, so we are doing good in terms of our altitude. And as you can see, at the next waypoint, we need to start reducing our speed to 240 knots. Beautiful wing view. So we're getting pretty close to our destination now. And we should begin reducing our speed. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to vertical speed, and I'm going to reduce the speed to 240 knots. We're going to extend the speed brake to reduce our speed. There is a steep descent, so we need to make up for that. Right, we're below 250, approaching 10,000 feet. We're looking good. Magnus, hello, my friend. Read above. Magnus, I'm not sure if you've written something earlier. I cannot see it. But welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Right, approaching 10,000 feet. Landing lights are on, and wing lights are on. Fasten seatbelt signs are on. Alright, at this point we are going to go and reduce our speed 205 knots. And it's going to be quite a tricky turn to runway 03. But we're going to continue to, actually we're going to go to all the way to 200 knots. There we go, 200 knots is set. Sorry, Magnus, I am not sure where is your message.
Please prepare the cabin for landing, thank you.
I'm not sure what do you want me to look at. Alright, so that was the captain informing cabin crew to get ready for landing. And we need to be above 7,000 so we can actually start reducing our rate of descent. And let's see here. We're going to arm the speed brake. We're going to set the auto brake to number 2. And we are getting close to the transition altitude, so let me grab the altimeter real quick. Cabin is secured, so this is what self-loading cargo sinks. Toilets are locked, and the cabin is secured. Perfect. That's strange. Well, I DM'd you in Discord as well. Oh! Right, bear reference. All right, let's. I'll check it out just now. 1 second. Let me grab the altimeter. So the altimeter is. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to check. There we go. And if we go to the flight summary and we go to our destination and look at the weather and 1027. 1027, there we go. Oh, thank you so much, Magnus. Folks, Threshold CEO just extended for the Q8 pilot followers, friends and followers, a discount, a 20% discount on enhanced skyscapes or X-Enviro. First gets 20%. I'm sorry, I didn't see it in chat, Magnus. I must have missed it somewhere. But thank you very much for that. That is very kind of you and very generous. We're approaching 3,000 feet. Magnus, please be. You are at will to say anything in chat. If you want to post any links to the store, and if you want to put additional instructions, that's perfectly fine. All right, so the first 20 people are going to get 20% off either Enhanced Skyscapes or X-Enviro. So the first 20 will get it first come, first serve. So guys, head over to the Threshold store. Magnus, if you can be kind enough to post the link to the store, please, in chat, so people can just go all the way to, go right away to the store. I would be very grateful if you can do that. So that's very kind of you, Magnus. Thank you so much. 20% off for the first 20 folks for either X-Enviro or Enhanced Skyscapes at the Threshold store. All right, we are approaching now the final leg of our flight, and we are going to bring the Fly with Lua checklist once more.
Approach checklist. Altimeter and instruments.
Set and cross-checked.
Approach aids.
Checked and set.
Approach checklist completed.
All right, approach checklist is complete, and next is the landing checklist. We are going to maintain 3,000 feet, 200 knots, and until we are established. As you can see, this is the turn, so we're looking just fine. X-Enviro is never discounted, so this is a rare chance. Magnus, thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. Folks, again, this is very kind, Magnus. Thank you so much. And this comes really unannounced, so I personally didn't know. So he caught me by surprise. Thank you, Magnus. Really appreciate it. Again, folks, it pays off to be on the Kuwait Pilot channel, because then you have Threshold CO just popping in and giving everybody 20% discount. So it's 20% for the first 20 folks going to the Threshold store. They will receive 20% off either X-Enviro or the Enhanced Skyscapes. First come, first serve. Head over to the store and no, that's okay, Magnus. That's very kind of you. That's really cool. All right, so this is the decel point. So if we look here, this is the decel point, and we need to now start reducing our speed. It's set below 210 knots, which we are, and we need to be below 4,500 feet, which we are. And so we are looking good. This is the center fix for runway 03. So we are in good shape. We've got the ILS frequencies all set up. So all is looking good. Perfect. We're going to begin decelerating shortly. So as you can see here, below 190 knots, and once we intercept the localizer, then we'll reduce our speed further. Our final, by the way, approach speed today is 133 flaps 30, and you can see it also right here. Man, the Zebo aircraft, or the LevelUP is it's based actually on the Zebo, but it's got much better textures and sounds and all that good stuff. And here's a flyby. I think you can hear the sounds a lot better now when the aircraft is much slower in speed. And here's a beautiful wing view right there. Please, the link to the store. Just go to thresholdx.net and you should be able to find it. All right, let's go ahead and do this. All right, so we are at the decel point. We are going to start reducing our speed to 180 knots. And speed check, flaps 1. Here's our turn. We are looking good. Just look at that view. It's weird that your messages don't come through. Huh. Oh, you know what, Magnus? I think it might be the spam filter that I have that blocks the links. I think that's probably it. I think it's a Streamlabs OBS thing. And, alright, let me just type this here real quick. HTTPS, let's see, threshold x.net. There we go, that's the link. I hope I Did it correctly? Yep. All right, folks, that's the link to the Threshold website. You can go now, and let's go ahead and say approach. And now we're going to go to flaps 5, 155 knots. There we go, 155. And we can see the glide slope and the localizer needles. And we're going to go one more time to, we're going to bring up the just in preparation for landing. And we're just going to put this here now. And here is our turn. And we have captured now the localizer and the glide slope. And what we can do is we can actually click on CMD2 if we wanted to do an auto land, and that's the runway in sight. We're going to maintain the current speed, flaps 5, until the needle starts moving to 1 dot above the center line here. You can see glide slope is active now. And we're almost there now, folks. Let's do a quick check here. Landing lights are on, runway turn off lights, and engine mode selectors to continuous. The landing lights, logo lights are turned on, and everything is configured. All right, so just landing gear and flaps. Let's see here. Speed brake is armed, and we are looking good on the approach. All right, here we go. Landing gear is going down. Flaps 15. Reduce our
Gear
speed.
down, 3 greens.
All right, landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Speed brake.
Armed green light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 greens.
Auto brake.
Auto brake 2 set.
Flaps.
You sure?
Flaps are still not set. All right, let's set it to our approach speed. 133.
Flaps 30 set. Green light.
Landing lights.
On.
Landing checklist completed.
All right, landing checklist is complete. Next is shutdown transit, so we can remove this. And we are now good, folks. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm not sure why we get the GPWS warning as we come into land. It happens in almost every flight, but that's okay. We're looking good now. Speed is 133. That's our approach speed. And all is looking good. All right, we are on the glide slope, on the localizer, and all is good. We're going to disconnect the autopilot. We have a clear visual on the runway, beautiful weather, so no worries there. We can definitely disconnect the autopilot. We don't need to do an auto land. Although I haven't tried it, it would be interesting to see how the LevelUP aircraft actually does an auto land. But for the stream today, I think we're going to just disconnect and fly it ourselves. and just have fun with it. I've done the auto land in the A320 for MSFS the other day, and it actually works pretty well. Right, we're almost there.
Too fast.
1,000.
Fast.
All right, my aircraft, and we're gonna kill the auto throttle as well. And my aircraft.
Approaching. 03. Too fast. Too fast.
Yeah, it's just gonna keep saying too fast, too fast. We're a bit off the localizer there. Some wind.
500.
Unstable.
Yeah, and you get unstable too.
$400. $300. $200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And welcome to Nantes Atlantique, ladies and gentlemen. Reversers. It's a bit late in deploying the
80 knots.
reversers. And we have made it safely. Yeah, I don't have the all right. And by the way, this scenery of LFRS is also payware. All right, let's go ahead and track the flaps. And we'll leave the taxi light on. And everything else looks good. We're definitely going to do a replay of the landing in just a few moments. What a beautiful livery of this 737-600, and beautiful scenery as well here at our destination. The link to the payware arrival scenery is !ARR. All right, here we go. All right, parking brake is set. And welcome to Nantes Atlantique, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you've enjoyed this flight. Confused, does self-loading cargo work for FS 2020 as well? Yes, sir. Works, but you need FSUPIC, whatever the name of that is. You need it in order for it to work with Microsoft Flight Simulator. But yeah, it does work perfectly with it as well. And I've tried it earlier and it works just fine. So no issues there whatsoever. All right, so we are finally here at our destination. And here, let me just very quickly just zoom out here, show you this scenery. By the way, the scenery doesn't look as good as I must have messed up my scenery INI. But yeah, this one has a small area of orthos, which doesn't show. So the airport doesn't really look as it should. But that's my bad. But the airport itself, as the buildings and all that, I think it looks pretty good. All right, let's hop in here again. And it looks like the APU is now available. So we're going to switch to the APU. And we are going to kill the engines. We're going to make sure the APU bleed is turned on. And now we can turn off the... Actually, we can leave those packs on. That's okay. And what we'll do now is, as we shut down the engines here in the sim, let me first check the landing rate. The landing rate is minus 136 FPM. All right.
Cabin crew, disarm doors, please.
All right. So that self-loading cargo is disarming the door, and it's telling us nice landing.
Doors, thank you.
And now it wants us to open the doors, Right, doors are opening.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, once again, I hope you enjoyed your flight with us today. On behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, we wish you a safe and pleasant journey from the airport and hope to see you again soon. Thanks for flying with us.
Okay, so now let's do the replay. So we are beautiful landing into our destination today.
1,500.
All right, let me just. That's self-loading cargo. All right, here we go. Whoa, look at that! Beautiful. Just beautiful. Let's do this. We'll do a few, I love the textures on those wings. They're just absolutely gorgeous. We're going to do a few replays today. We'll do some wing views and some flybys and tower views and whatnot, so you guys can enjoy it. Yeah, minus 136 FPS. That's a buttery landing for you guys. Guillaume Fontes, how are you doing, my friend? And there, ladies and gentlemen, Guillaume is a real-world pilot and a very good instructor. The flight went extremely well, my friend. Just look at those vibrations. Man, this is great stuff. Just really great stuff. All right, let's do another replay. Thanks for stopping by, Guillaume. Folks, Guillaume has been my instructor for the Phenom 300 by Airbus. If you recall, we did a flight together. Jonatas Marta, welcome to the QA Pilot channel. And you, subscriber, welcome, my friend. Yeah, it was definitely a nice landing. We can do a control tower view here, but the aircraft's still not. Let's see here. There we go. That's us right there. And just, I absolutely love X-Plane. Love the replay feature in X-Plane. And here, as you can see, we battled a little bit with the wind. But overall, I think it was a pretty successful landing here at Nantes Atlantique. Yeah, a little bit of crosswind there as we came into land. Just to explain, it's just beautiful. Whoa, look at that. Just look at that. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. And this is why I love X-Plane. I mean, the landings, the movement of the aircraft looks so realistic. Just gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, let's do one more time. And this time, what we'll do is, that's actually us right there. What we're gonna do this time is we're going to do a side view like that. Woohoo! Beautiful. That's just absolutely beautiful. What a beautiful stream. Really enjoyed flying the LevelUP 737. And as a reminder, folks, two things. So Magnus, the CEO of Threshold, has extended a very generous and gracious offer to the Q8 Pilot channel subscribers and followers. The first 20 guys heading over to the Threshold store will receive 20% discount on enhanced skyscapes or XEnviro. And this is an opportunity if you've been wanting to buy those, and now you're going to get them for 20% off. And the other reminder is that we are going to Carl, take care, my friend, and thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate you being here. Take care, my friend. And the other news is that I will be streaming on Wednesday. We're going to be doing the CRJ 500, and we're going to be flying into London Heathrow, and that scenery still hasn't been released. I'm not sure when it's going to release. It's going to release soon, but it's the INI builds London Heathrow Airport for MSFS. I'm giving away 5 copies for you guys to enjoy, so be sure to tune in and look out for the link very soon on my Twitter, Discord, and perhaps Instagram as well. But be sure to hit that bell notification button so that you are notified of the stream time, which is normally 1800 Zulu hours is when I stream. But just make sure that you hit it so that you are reminded when we go live, and we'll be running the giveaway, and hopefully you guys will have a good time on Wednesday. Folks, I want to thank you so very much for tuning in tonight. I do understand it's a Monday evening, and so I do really appreciate the fact that you take the time out of your schedule to be here on stream with me. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, and I want to extend my gratitude to you, Magnus, for being here tonight. You've been great support throughout, so thank you very much. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.